Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Krysia, and today's video is super exciting, you guys. Natasha Denona's Pastel Palette. I was able to get my hands on this a little bit early. Sephora had it up for purchase on Wednesday, I think. It was supposed to come out on the 14th or 15th. I added it to my cart, I checked out, and then maybe 2 hours later, they obviously took it back down because it's not supposed to be released until Monday. So I thought for sure, you know what, they're not going to honor the purchase because it wasn't supposed to be released that early. But they did honor it and they sent it out. So I just got it yesterday. Today is Saturday. I worked all day, but I need to film this for you guys. I filmed this look for you guys. I played with it this morning, so I'll kind of just like put in a few snippets of the look I did this morning for work. I'm going to show you guys how it wore because I wore it for about 10 hours before washing it off and then redoing a look for the video. So I'll give you guys my final thoughts on like longevity of it. We'll do swatches, of course, some close-ups, my final thoughts, and I can't wait to get started. So if you want to see all the details about this new palette from Natasha Denona, then just keep watching. All right, guys, we're nice and close. Let's take a look at the palette. The outer packaging, of course, mimics the inner packaging. It is so, so beautiful. I love the colors. It kind of like matches my shirt-ish. It's a really beautiful, sturdy, typical plastic packaging. It's not shiny. It's just like slightly satin, almost like matte. And the back does have the holes. So she did put in the holes there so you could pop out some shades if you wanted to switch it out from other palettes. And then once we open up the palette, it is super, super gorgeous. It is really fun to look at. It screams spring, and I think that's what we're in the mood for, especially us here in Canada. It's such a long winter that seeing this palette, seeing these colors, it just brightens up the mood and gets you inspired. Let's take a look at some close-ups of the shades untouched this morning. And I like the arrangement of the shades this time around. Sometimes I feel like I need to rearrange the shades based on what I like to see in what order, but I feel like the shades are just arranged really, really pretty in this palette. Let's go over some swatches. So we'll do top row. You get 3 shimmers in here. One is actually duochrome, that second shade Illusion. Very, very lightly pigmented, almost topper duochrome shade. And then you have those couple mattes. The mattes perform really, really well in this palette in general, even the pastels I find. Mint Frost is that 3rd shade. That shade in particular is from the Tropic palette. So is Limoncello. And yeah, they're not like intense. And I feel like maybe they're meant to be that way because the mattes, again, being pastel, are not overly intense, and so you don't want things to start overwhelming, you know, the mattes as well. Second row, really pretty. That first shade, Brisk, it performs super well. Light minty turquoise shade. The shimmers perform well. The other mattes are really pretty. Just like such unique shades. And then the last row, some swatches there as well. I love Duet. I think it's one of the prettiest shades. It kind of like shifts violet to green. So pretty. It's that second shade there. And I love Zest. I love that she put in fluorescent-y yellow shade. All of these just seem to work so well together. I'm going to just slide in a video of my look that I did this morning before I washed it off to film this video because I was at work today. I just had to use this palette this morning for my work look. And so let's take a look at what look I did this morning. This is another look I did, and this is how it's holding up 10 hours later. So I just wanted to show you guys just sort of the integrity of the shadow. It's really, really good. I'm impressed so far. And yeah, so let's just head back into regular programming. All right, super pretty. I tried to use as many shades as possible. That shadow was on my eyes for about 10 hours. So I'm excited to go in and do something a little bit different for the video right now. Ooh, I didn't prime my eyes, and I always do. So this is something I'm gonna do no matter what for every single review, is put on a little bit of primer potion from Urban Decay. I don't feel like that takes away from the integrity of the review because I use this with absolutely every single shadow. I don't see myself doing a look without using primer potion, so just a little bit there. It is my most favorite eye primer. So let's go ahead and play. After a whole shift of work and talking, it's like so hard to talk. Okay, let's go ahead and do a crease. I'm gonna go and use this pink in the crease. So that's in Feather. Love this mirror too. It is such a good mirror. Wow. So this shade is very, very light. It's not like anything crazy. It's a good blending shade afterwards, but let's just do a bit of a transition. Pink, but it has almost like a slightly violet undertone. Really periwinkle blue. It's called Bubble. So let's use that almost like on the inside of the eye. Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. This is totally up my alley. I'm not really big on super bright colors, but these kind of like muted colors really work. I remember doing this in high school. I took this, not fashion class, but kind of like sewing class. And so we kind of went over seasons, right? Like each person goes better in certain colors. And so there's of course spring, summer, fall, and winter. And I happened to be summer. That was my season. And I feel like these are the kind of shades that were in my color scheme for summer. Does that even make sense to you guys? I remember doing that. And so that's why I think these kind of like muted, more pastel shades really suit me quite well. It's almost like I don't have to try hard with a palette like this. This pink shimmer in Dainty. So let's go ahead and put that shimmer on the other half, just kind of in the middle to tie it in, but then on the edge. That is so pretty. I'm very much impressed with this palette already. I'm having so much fun with it. Then I want to take that bright zest color, and I don't know if I'm gonna ruin things. I really want to put zest like right there. So I'm just gonna do it. That's that kind of more yellowy shade. And I'm using a Rephr 13. I'm gonna use that sort of like duochrome shade, Illusion, just on my brow bone, kind of like all over. So a duochrome shade is nothing crazy, but it does shift a little bit and it just creates a little bit of dimension. I like it. Now I do want to put something kind of all over now just to tie everything together. And I really do feel that this pink here would do that. Has that violet to green shift, and I really do feel like it'll tie everything together. So let's just pat it all over. Let's go underneath, a bit more of a pink. Let's do Tulle. And then what should we do on the inside? I feel like I want to do a shimmer as well. Let's do Aquatic. I'm just going all in. And Aquatic is just this shade here. We're doing full out rainbow, you guys. Inner corner is going to be Limoncello. And the last thing I want to do is I do want to build up just the outer part a little bit. So I'm going to go in with Tulle, I think. I think I'm done. Just a wash of pastel gorgeousness. I love it. I'm going to line my upper eyelid in Carbon, and then I'm going to put on some mascara, touch up my lipstick, see if I can touch up my face because it's like day old makeup, right? And I'll give you guys my final thoughts. I'm really excited. So this is the final eye look. I'll give you guys a quick close-up. It is so pretty. It is just so pretty. You can just mishmash these colors, I feel, and they all work so well together. There's actually no real thought process behind making a look, I feel, with this palette. I mean, it is so easy to be creative, and I'm not the best when it comes to color and color combinations, and I just feel like once I start playing with color, it just kind of goes downhill. And with this, it's just like, I want to keep making different looks. Now, I wanted to try something on the face as well. I was just thinking I need a little bit more kind of going on here, and I wanted to take maybe a little bit of this shade in Duet. And I'm just going to take a Detail Pro from Sonia G and just see what I can do here. It's not overly pigmented. Let's try Dainty. Yeah, so that just kind of, I don't know, just kind of combines it all together. So you could definitely use it on your face as well. All right, I think that's really nice and pastel-y and fairy-like, and I am absolutely in love, and I just want to go out now, but I'm gonna have to probably wash this off and go to bed after helping my husband put the kids to bed. So 'tis the life of a parent. So let's just zoom back out and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. So final thoughts. I am so smitten with this palette. I have nothing but good things to say about it. I thought, you know, originally swatching it this morning and just taking pictures of it and stuff, I was like, oh, you know, the pastels aren't overly shimmery. The mattes perform beautifully. For pastels, oh my goodness, they perform so beautifully. The shimmers, I was just kind of like, oh, like they're not intense enough or pow enough. I just tried getting like the crazy swatches that Natasha Denona got in her video, and I could get them close, but not really as intense. And so I think it was just the lighting as well, obviously, but I'm actually really okay with that. If you make the shimmers too crazy intense and almost metallic opaque, it's going to overwhelm the pastels. There's no way, logically speaking, that you could do that and still have a very cohesively sort of performing palette. The shimmers are gorgeous and they perform beautifully for the mattes in terms of complementing the matte shades. All of these colors work so well together. Super impressed with how you can literally just choose whatever color you want, and you feel like you can almost just like close your eyes and point and keep doing that and applying it in whichever way you want, and it's still gonna give you a beautiful, cohesive, pretty look. It might look a little bit like child's play, like I feel like I just slapped on a bunch of colors with this second look. It still totally works, and it looks absolutely pretty and fresh, and I just can't get enough of it too. There's two shades that I'm kind of just like a little bit The first shade that I'm not the most impressed with is Illusion. I do feel that that one could be a little bit more oomphy. You know, it's a very soft shade, it's very opalescent, it's pretty, but it could have been a little bit more intense. I think it would be gorgeous as a highlight, yet I still feel like it could have been just a little bit more pow. The other one that I'm not the most impressed with is this one in Feather. But that being said, you can build it up and still create that beautiful transition and sort of like initial wash of color. I still like it and I love the undertone of it. I just wish it was a little bit more like you apply and you can get a good color with that first application. On my skin tone, I still had to go in, like you guys saw, I think in the beginning, a good 2 or 3 times into the pan. Everything else, super impressed. You guys, I want to give it a 10 out of 10. I want to put this, like I have a pile of Natasha Denona palettes. I'm just ready to do a video ranking all of my midi and full size palettes from the brand. And this I just feel like placing on top of my #1 palette because I have them stacked from like the best to like my least favorite. So I do hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys picking it up? Are you waiting for reviews? There's a sale coming up too. Don't forget, VIB sale at Sephora is coming up. 2 weeks from now, you could definitely snatch this up for 20% off, 15% off, depending on your tier. Take a look at other reviews, see what other people think as well, gather your thoughts, and there's, again, no panic. You can always get it on sale coming up very soon. But yes, let me know your thoughts down below. How excited are you guys for this release? Or maybe you're not. Let me know either way. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys go today for more videos from me. Ring that notification bell. Also, I'm gonna leave you with another video. What am I gonna leave you with? It'll be a surprise because I can't think right now. My brain is all mush, but I'm gonna leave you guys with another video there. I wish you all the best, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.